Good day, everyone. It's time again to learn and fill our mind with knowledge that we are going to learn in our lessons for today. So, to start with our discussion, let us have first our today's objectives. Define and discuss the uses of textual aids and the different advanced organizers and graphic organizers. Use textual aids like skimming, outlining, etc. to support learning. And note important details, information using graphic organizers. So to start with our lesson, let's have first our preliminary activity. Okay, are you familiar with these pictures? For sure, you are very much familiar with this. Do you know where to use these pictures? Okay, very good. These are used to place our things, either it's big or small things. We use this to place our clothes, our dress, books, or school papers, books, and then materials that we use in our studies. Okay, so in short, it is used to organize our things. So these are organizers that used to organize our things. Okay, do you know, class, that in our subject in English, we also have an organizers. Okay, maybe you are familiar with that. Okay, so look like these pictures. So these are the organizer that we use in English subject. To use to organize the informations or details. Okay, and then look at this one, and then this one. So these are few examples of the organizers that we can use in organizing informations. So in our further discussions, we will discuss what is this organizer and where do we use this and how are we going to use these organizers. Okay, so but before that, let's first define what is an advanced organizer. Okay, so maybe this is the first time that you heard this word advanced organizer. Okay, so an advanced organizer are used as an introduction tool for a topic. An instructional unit that is used before direct instructions or before a new topic. So, it is clearly stated that an advanced organizer is used to introduce a new topic for the student. Okay? So, it is used at the beginning of our lesson. Okay? To introduce them, the new lessons, we can use the advanced organizer. So what are those types of advanced organizers? We have the expository organizer, comparative organizer, narrative organizer, skimming, and the last one is the graphic organizer. So let us discuss first the expository organizer. An expository organizer describes new knowledge or content. Inform students specifically about the materials they are going to learn or explain the general ideas in advance. So from the root word itself, expository, expose. Okay, using these organizers, we introduce or we expose the new topic to the students. So like for this example, so these are an example of expository essay graphic organizers. And then it is unfamiliar material, okay, more abstract and straightforward. So we use this, remember that class, we use this at the beginning of our new lessons. Okay, we use this to expose the unfamiliar topic or unfamiliar lesson to the student. And then next we have the comparative organizer. Okay, and a comparative organizer activates existing knowledge to facilitate the later integration of new ideas. And it's designed to discriminate between the old and new concept to prevent confusions caused by their similarity. Okay, so from the itself compared, comparative organizer compared. So in this organizer, we compare two things or two ideas or two informations. Like what it stated from old, comparing old ideas or old concept from new concept. Okay, an example of this or this one. Okay, so comparing the frogs and then the toads. And then a comparative organizers is also used as familiar material. So we are familiar. Like for example, we have a the old concept or the old views that we know already, and then our prior knowledge. Okay, and then compare and then contrast. When you say compare, okay, there's similarities. Okay, we are comparing the similarities of the two ideas or two information. And when we say contrast, the difference, okay, of the two ideas or two informations. Okay, and then next we have the advanced narrative organizer. Okay, a narrative organizer uses of a story to prepare students for instruction, presents the new information in the form of story to the students. So, the teacher starts a new lesson by narrating a story. So once you did that, you are using the narrative organizer, wherein it said that it used story to prepare students for the new instructions or for the new learnings or for the new lessons. Okay, so let's look at the example. So it is a story format, makes personal connections, and makes seems familiar. Okay, makes seems familiar uh, since once a teacher narrate a story and then student will now realize that the story it seems familiar with them, and then they will have now an idea of what the lessons or the topic is about to discuss. Okay. And then next we have the scheming. Okay. Scheming is when the teacher provides the learner with the opportunity to skim over the information that's about to be introduced or to look at the whole story or at the whole informations, focusing on highlighted informations or headings. Okay, but not reading or not having further explanations of the story or the lessons that is about to discuss. Okay, the teachers is just letting the students to skim, okay, the most highlighted informations or the heading or those things or informations that is highlighted in the story or in the lesson. Okay. So like for this example, it previews important information quickly by noting what stands out in headings and highlighted informations. Okay? Or the pre-reading questions or the SQ3R. So the use of SQ3R. What is the SQ3R? We have the survey, question, read, recite, review. Can be helpful before skimming. Okay, so sometimes we do this uh, in order for us to know, in order for us to have an idea of what we are going to read or what we are going to discuss, we go right away or immediately in the questions. We look for the questions. And what once you did that, you are using the skimming, which is the using the SQ3R. Okay. And then the last one is the graphic organizer. Okay, a graphic organizer is a method of presenting information in the visual realm. A visual display of key content information designed to benefit learners who have difficulty organizing information. So, a visual display, okay, of key content information. Okay, we cannot deny the fact that when we use visual display, it is more easily to recall or to remember instead of having those a long word or long text. Okay, so in order for us to organize information, we can use this graphic organizers. Okay, so these are example of graphic organizers. So maybe you are familiar with this, like what I show you in the beginning of our lessons. This one, this picture, and then the other one, this one. Okay, so in our further discussion, we will know what are these graphic organizers, and then where do we use this. Okay, so let us first differentiate. Okay, let us first differentiate the advanced organizers and then the graphic organizers. So see, we are using now a graphic organizers. Okay, so in the in the middle class or in the middle part of these two circles. Okay, so these are both graphic organizers and advanced organizers are both used to display information. So that is the similarities. Similarity of a graphic organizer and advanced organizer. But the difference of these two are this. An advanced organizer use an introduction tool for a topic. So remember that keyword class, use an introduction tool. Okay, so we can only use an advanced organizer in introducing a new topic or new lessons to the student to help them catch or to help them get an idea of what is of what is about to discuss. While the graphic organizer are used all throughout a lesson and topics exploration. So all throughout. So we can use a graphic organizer even in the beginning of our lessons, okay, while we are introducing the lessons to the student, while we are discussing it or in the middle of the discussions, and then we can also use it at the end or finalizing our lesson or ending our lesson. So that is the similarity and the comparison of the difference of the graphic organizer and advanced organizer. So let's now proceed to the types of graphic organizer. So we have the concept map or the cycle diagram, flow diagram or sequence chart, compare contrast or Venn diagram, fishbone or cause and effect diagram, main idea and details chart, T-chart, story map, and then last but not the least, we have the KWL chart. Okay, but then class, these are only few of the many types of graphic organizers. So let us discuss it one by one. A concept map or a cycle map looks like this. So from the picture itself, for sure, you have already an idea of what is a concept map or a cycle diagram. Okay, so when we say a concept map, is a general organizer that shows a central idea with its corresponding characteristics. Okay, it can take many different shapes like what we have this. We have circles, uh, oblong, and oblong or oval, and then uh, we have the square, okay? And then we have the rectangle, okay? And can be used to show any type of relationship that can be labeled. So in the concept map, we have, of course, the central idea on the top, and then it branches, okay? It branches with more ideas, okay, or more informations, okay, showing the relationship with the central ideas or informations, okay, which still related to the central ideas. So that is a concept map or a cycle diagram. Okay. And then next we have the flow diagram or the sequence chart. Okay, a flow diagram or a sequence chart shows a series of steps or events in order in which they take place. So it looks like this. Okay, so a flow chart is best to use in creating a timeline. Okay, creating a timeline and then creating a steps or procedures, okay, of doing something. So like what you can see, there is a start and there is an end. So that's why it said that it's a flow chart diagram or a sequence chart. Okay, so it is used obviously used for sequencing, okay, or sequencing events. Okay, next we have the compare contrast or the Venn diagram. Okay, it is most common as Venn diagram. Okay, so it looks like this class. Okay, so a compare contrast or Venn diagram is used to identify the similarities and differences between two or more concepts. So like what I said, when we say similarities, okay, when we say compare, okay, we are referring to the similarities of both things. And then when we say contrast, we are talking about the difference. Okay, the difference of those two things. Okay, like for this example. Okay, so this part which overlap with each other or the middle part, okay, what are you going to write here is the similarities. Okay, similarities of two things or two objects. Okay? And then for this side, okay, for the both sides, you are going to write the differences of the two things. Okay? Contrasting. Okay? The differences of the two things. Okay, so remember that class. Okay? We have here the middle part, the similarities, and then in the sides, okay, the difference of two things being compared, okay, and being compared, okay. So next we have the fishbone or the cause and effect diagram. So from the word fishbone, so also called a cause and effect diagram or Ishikawa diagram, is a visualization tool for categorizing the potential causes of a problem in order to identify its root causes. So like we said, fishbone, so it looks like a fishbone. Okay? So in this part, in the head part of this, we have the effect. Okay? The effect or the result or the outcome of the problem. And then while we have in the body, what we are going to write here are the causes, okay, are the causes of the problem. Okay, so that is a fishbone or cause and effect diagram. Next, we have the main idea and details chart. Okay, so a main idea and detail charts is an organizer extremely beneficial in helping students distinguish central ideas and their corresponding details from less important informations. So it looks like this. So we have here the main ideas and it, its branches tells us the less important informations of the main idea. Okay, so it's not a concept map or a cycle map because it's just focused on the main idea and the details or the less important information of the main ideas. Okay, so it just focused to that. Okay, unlike with the cycle diagram, okay, it branches out, okay, as long as they have informations or relate they can relate the central idea to other ideas. Okay, so that is the difference of the main idea and detail charts with the cycle diagram or the concept map. Okay, next we have the T chart. It's a type of chart, okay, a graphic organizer in which a student lists and examines two facets of a topic, like the pros and cons associated with it, its advantages and disadvantages, facts versus opinion, or etc. Okay, so a T chart, it's called a T chart because it looks like a letter T. Okay. So have you seen this class? It looks like letter T. Okay. So we have this one. Okay, so like what it said, it is used, okay, to list the two facets of a topic. Okay, so it's given there already. An example, we can use this in the to list the pros and cons, okay, advantages and disadvantages. And then it's an opinion and facts. Okay, so we use the T-chart. Next, we have the story map. Okay, so story map is very useful, okay, in organizing informations, okay, about story that we have read. Okay, like for this example, a story can be used to identify the different elements of story in a book students are reading. It's a useful tool that teachers can integrate into the lesson to improve students' comprehensions. Okay, so this is the story map. So in the story map, we can use or we usually use the elements of the short story. But then we use it in this way, in the visual display of information, unlike of writing those elements of the short story. Okay, to make it organized and to make it more presentable and to make it easily to recall or remember by the students, so we can have this story map. Okay, and then we have the KWL chart or the know, want, learn. Okay, so this KWL chart is an acronym. Okay, acronym which is K for know, W for want, and L for learn. So it has three column class. Okay, the three column, the first column, what you are going to write there is the things or the information that student know already. Okay, what you know already. Okay, and then in the second column, what I want to know or what the students want to know about the topic given. Okay, and then for the last column, okay, L, the learn, what I have learned, and then what the students learn, okay, from the lesson discussed or from the story discussed. Okay, so that is the KWL chart. Okay, so for sure, you are now familiar of the advanced organizers and then the graphic organizers. So let's have this task. Okay, it called it organize organizers. So what are you going to do is identify what graphic organizers are the following. Okay, this one. Can you identify it? It's given already. You can already identify it because it's obviously given. Okay? You have already the clue there. So this is a main idea and details chart. Okay, so like what I said, it's given already a main idea and these are the details, okay, of the main idea. And then how about next? Okay, how about this next? So we have here the central idea, and then the other informations, okay, related to our central idea. Okay, so that is a concept map or cycle diagram. Okay, very good. Next, oh, how about this one? Okay, from the shape itself, you can identify it. Okay, the shape itself is a clue there or a hint. And then other clues there is the cause and then effect. So what is this? So yes, this is what we call a fishbone or cause and effect diagram. Okay, and then next we have this. Okay, so we have the X and Y. Okay, so what have you observed, class? Okay, so this is a T chart. Yes, it is a T chart. Since, okay, it use class, no? Have you seen, okay, the T chart? So it has a letter T there, okay, to give the X and then the Y. Okay, so we have this again. Okay, how about this one? Okay, analyze it class. So we have there create questionnaire template. Okay, so these are the steps on how to create a questionnaire template. Okay, so this is a flow diagram or a sequence chart. Okay, very good. Okay, so uh, you are now equipped with knowledge and identifying and knowing the use, okay, use or uses of the graphic organizers. Okay, so it's time for your quiz. Yeah, this is an individual activity. Okay, so what are you going to do is in a short bond paper, create a graphic organizer about COVID 2019. Okay, choose any topic of the given graphic organizers. Okay, and topics related to COVID. Okay, so again, choose any of the given graphic organizers. You can use the T-chart if you want, the pros and cons of the COVID or the advantage, disadvantages of the COVID. Okay, and then you can also use the KWL or you can use Venn diagram if you want to compare COVID to other virus that we had experienced. Okay, and then topics related to COVID, any topics related to COVID. If you want the topic about safety, okay, safety measures or safety precautions, okay, for COVID, and then health protocols about COVID. So you can choose any topic about COVID and any graphic organizer which do you think is suited, okay, to use in the topic that you have chosen. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, okay, about the lesson for today, so we can call it a day. Okay, thank you again for listening and watching of this video. Okay, again, this is Ma'am Glad saying, learning is fun, especially when you learn it with me. Okay, God bless and keep safe always. See you again.